So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a 5R110W. Okay. Now, what happened on this 5R110W is after we built the transmission and we get it all together, everything seems to be going good on this thing, and we're driving it down the road, shifts are good, get it up on the expressway, and what happens is on our dashboard, the information center, trans temperature gets up to 230. Well, wait a second, that's not right. Okay, why are we getting up that hot? Okay, so the tech decides to go ahead and bring the truck back to the shop. Even though it was real nice and hot, he carefully took off the rear cooler line, started the truck up, had very little cooler return flow on this thing. Now, could we be having a clogged cooler that's causing this? Oh yeah, 100% it could be. But the tech also did remember that they end up changing the pump on this thing. Now, the thing did not come in for the overheating condition, came in with a pump damage, so he was pretty confident that the cooler was not the problem. Okay, he thinks that more of the problem was inside the pump area, since that's what they had to change. Now, with knowing that if you mix match pump halves, body, stator, and or plate, that little plate that's in the center of it, can cause no cooler flow. Okay. So they decided, let's not even check the coming out of the transmission. Let's pull the thing out and let's check what happened. So as they were going through the pump, now I'm not sure if this pump was a rebuilt pump that they purchased or if they did it themselves. Not exactly sure. But what ended up happening is the technician looked at it after they took it apart and he thought that something didn't look right. So he grabbed our Atsg manual and he was looking at the converter drain back valve. And what ended up happening is on this thing is the converter drain back valve, anti-drain back valve is how we're calling it, okay, was installed backwards. Again, like that's why I was saying, I want to go back to a valve being put in backwards, just like on the 42RLE. So what they did was they ended up putting in the spring first, long stem of the valve inside the spring, which is normal, that's how it's supposed to go, and then the end bore plug, and then the retaining clip. Okay, that is actually backwards. Okay, how it's supposed to be is the valve with the short stem is supposed to go in first, then the spring, and then the end bore plug. Okay, so what happened is while we were driving this thing, we were getting very little to no coolant going into, or we were getting fluid going into the converter else, because if we weren't, like on that 42RLE, we would get no movement. It just wasn't enough. And by that, what that ended up doing is not causing any cooler flow to happen on this thing. So, again, like I was saying, is we want to make sure that when we put these valves in, since the landings can be the same in diameter, we got to make sure that we put them back the same exact way. Okay, the way that they're supposed to go. Very important. If the landings were different sizes, diameter-wise, it would never happen. But they like to mess with us builders, and they make the diameters the same size so we can put them in the wrong way. Okay, so let's just keep an eye on that. Like I said, get yourself a valve body tray to keep the valves in line. Also heard people actually using a utensil tray. Now you can just get at a local store and using that to keep the valves in line. Okay, just make sure that we figure out our best way of building these things.
Thank you for watching. For all confirmed fix videos and unlimited technical support, become an ATSG member, your transmission tech solution. Click the membership link below.